Right, with that, been a couple of weeks now, and then I looked at the calendar and I realised, track day for this car isn't this weekend, it's actually next weekend. And there's still quite a bit to do on here, and there's been a couple more bits to do when I've been looking through it. So I realised probably get cracking, and one of which is the battery down there. You may have seen is currently on charge, as the alternator has died. So I've got a second-hand one, 30 quid, you know, can't go wrong with that. Other parts as well, while the alternator's coming off, will be these, as when you cold start the car, especially when it's been really cold recently. Oh my god, the squeaking, it's quite embarrassing driving with how loud it feels. So we've got two belts. Obviously another important part of track days is the brakes. These brakes themselves were, you know, just cheap eBay ones. Yeah, so obviously they won't be very good for track day, being eBay ones. So we went with EBC green stuff. They don't do yellow stuff, from what I can find, for the Micra. Even though these aren't, you know, proper track spec pads, they'll still be a hell of a lot better than the other ones. And while we're doing the brakes, new brake fluid. Gonna bleed the brakes, flush it out, flush all the old stuff out. Hasn't probably been done in a long time, so it's probably worth doing. Anyway, yeah, so that's the plan for this weekend anyway. Hopefully everything goes well, because next weekend, Sunday, we're gonna be absolutely sending around the track in this. So let's hope everything goes well, and if not, then I'm screwed. But first we're gonna do the brakes, and then bleed them, and then that'll be it for today. Maybe, actually we might take it out and give it a clean. Got the jet wash here, because this thing's filthy right now. And then tomorrow the plan will be to do the alternator and the belts. And there we are, there's the second one's done. That is really just a very simple job, literally takes 5 minutes per side. Test them, bed them in before we head on track obviously, but for now we need to bleed the brakes, which the bleed nipple is just at the back there, a bit dark, it's just here, and then just crack this and bleed the entire brake system, and then give it a test drive. Right, start bleeding the brakes. I want to take all the wheels off just while the car's on all 4 jack stands, and then we can access all them bleed nipples, and then get started. Oh, that's not good. I can feel that beginning to round out. Right, what I'm going to try and do is, rather than rounding this off with the spanner, I'm going to try getting a ratchet on it just to break it loose. There we go. Right, that's what. That's now cracked it loose, so we can chuck all of this back on and bleed them. Right, now that that's cracked, time to head down to the brake pedal, press it a few times, and then hopefully we'll start seeing some fluid come out. But we'll see. As you can see, the reservoir, I don't know if you can see that, either way there's not a lot of fluid left in there, which is what we want. So what we want to do now is fill this reservoir up with the nice new stuff, and then continue to bleed the brakes at the back until the clear stuff starts to go through. Top up the new fluid and continue. Right, yep, like I said, the rears are done now. Now I just need to do the fronts. I won't bother filming it, it's quite boring, so I'm just going to crack on. And then once it's done, we'll come back and chuck all the wheels back on, roll it about and see if I've done a good job. Right, all corners now bled, fluid in, topped up to the correct line. Just need to chuck the wheels back on, but to be fair I might leave that until tomorrow once the alternator and the belts have been changed. Just because to access the alternator down there, that wheel needs to be off, so it just kind of makes things easier. And then I'll just chuck them all on tomorrow when I'm ready to, you know, give it a little test drive and see. So won't be cleaning it today. I reckon tomorrow will be the day we do that. Right, we're back. Good morning. Yeah, so yesterday we managed to get all of the brakes bled, pads changed. Went actually very smoothly, except for when we nearly rounded off one of the bleed nipples, but that's fine. And so today's job is going to be changing both belts and the alternator, as we tested it yesterday, and obviously it's just ruined the battery. I haven't bought a new battery today, but that's the plan for tomorrow. But for now I just want to get the alternator working. We'll use the Audi's battery later once I fit this, just to make sure this is working. There you are. This is a second-hand alternator. Don't know, I've never installed an alternator before, so we'll see how this goes.
If your needle is
alternator is out. Well, it's quite easy actually. Bit of a wrestling match to pull it out, but old belt out as well. Yeah, it doesn't look too bad. But I mean, while it's out, I might as well replace it. Now this is out, chuck the new one in and should be good. Right, and there we go. Alternator now in, everything bolted up. That was actually pretty easy. In terms of the tensioning, I kind of just guessed if I'm honest, but I mean that feels pretty tight, but it doesn't feel too tight, so that's good, that's good. And then just chuck this back on over the top of it. And yeah, that's it. New alternator now in. So the next thing will be to do the drive belt. Right, there we go. Drive belt out, and yeah, this is probably what's been causing the squeaking. This is very, very shredded. Don't know if you can see that, but yeah, it's cracking a lot. So now we'll put a nice fresh new one in, tension it back up, and it should be good. I probably won't bother filming too much of putting it back on. Just like I say, it's you know, I can't see what I'm doing myself. So, but once this is done, we'll come back and see what's next. Right, there we are, all done. Alternator belt in, water pump, power steering belt now in. Tensioned up to what I think is good. You know, you can pull them and they move slightly, and you can turn, and twist them a little bit as well. The power steering pump and the water pump belt was pretty loose before, so that's probably why it was slipping, and also because it was completely shredded. But now it should be good. Pretty sure that the old battery for this is dead, but I'm going to hook up the old battery and see if it starts, and if not, then we know that new battery is required, and I'll probably, depending on the time, go get that today. Right, battery's in. Let's grab the key. No. Not even a crank, so that battery is well and truly dead. Yeah, I'll probably head off and buy a new one today, I reckon. Try is fit this and see if it runs. It should do. I mean, new battery, like I say, the Audi should work, but now everything on the Micra should now be track ready. Chuck this in, let it run for a little bit, chuck all the wheels back on, put it on the ground, and then clean it, I reckon. Right, had a change plan. We'll clean it tomorrow. It's getting a bit late now, but I want to just test drive it just to make sure everything's good. So I think that's what we're going to do. Start up, make sure everything's running, and then take it out, and hopefully everything stays running essentially. So let's give it a go. Right, next day, got back from the test drive. Yeah, everything seemed alright to be fair. New battery's working lovely. Everything else is working nicely. Brakes, you know, they were braking, which is always nice. They need to be bedded a bit more before the track day. So, but to be fair, the drive to the track day is probably 100 miles or so. So it'll bed them in by then. Just got to be careful on track, obviously. Make sure they are bedded in. So in terms of everything else, there's not too much to do with this car now. I think the main thing today will just be giving it a good clean, because it has not been cleaned in a while, and I was dailying it around for the first 3 quarters of winter. So it's just, and I haven't washed it since. so it's just covered in shit. So we'll take it outside, we'll give it a clean, and should be looking pretty good.